Hi and welcome. Lisa here for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for taking the time to join me. So today I'm sharing the double point fun fold card with you. And I want to show you how to create this using your background stamps in place of pattern paper. A lot of times people will use pattern paper to create these cards. So let's use our background stamps. I have the Ants at a Picnic stamp set. I've also have here the Gingham and Leaves background stamp, and I'm going to be using the nesting hexagon dies as well. I'm going to knock out a majority of my stamping, VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink to stamp that background, the Gingham background, and then VersaFine Clair Verdant ink to stamp the Leaves background, Memento Tuxedo Black ink to stamp the images, and then go ahead and run those through our scan and cut to cut them out. And I'm going to do some simple coloring here. I came in with N0 just to saturate the paper, N8 to map out the dark areas, and then we just start blending with N6 and N4. Now for the watermelon, R32 just to saturate the paper, R39 to map out my dark areas, and then R37 and R39 to blend that out. I'm going to have a color guide over on my website for you, so be sure you click that link below if you're interested in it. And it'll take you straight to the blog post where you'll find that color guide. YG21, sorry about that, and YG23 to color that watermelon rind. Now, the little napkins and the place settings up top there kept those very simple. R37 to color the napkin, N0 and N2 on the plate, and then N0 to color the fork and the little knife, but the handle of the knife I used E25. I'm going to come in with my white gel pen and add a lot of details to these images because I just like the way the gel pens they just take it up a notch. I'm just really into my gel pens right now. Past couple of videos, I've really been using them a lot. And I like what it does to the images. So let's talk double point fun fold cards real quick. Couple of things you're going to need, either an A2 card base or a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card panel. I'm using a black card panel. You're going to need a panel that's 4 inches by 5 1/4, and you're going to need 2 pieces that measure 4 by 3 inches. We're going to use our scoreboard and score these 2 4 by 3 inch pieces on the 1 inch mark. And then we're going to go ahead and fold these and give them a good crease. Now, once you have that folded, you're going to lay it out flat, take one of the corners and fold it down to meet the crease. And we're going to just give this a good crease once we have it exactly where we want it. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. We're going to do both pieces this exact same way. I'm using liquid adhesive to glue these flaps down, but you can use double-sided tape. So now that we have these glued down, we're going to go ahead and add these to our 4 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of cardstock. I'm adding liquid adhesive to the 1 inch flap here, and we're going to glue this to the back of this panel. We're going to do this on both ends. You just want to make sure your sides are lined up and that flap can fold over easily. Next, after we have these in place, we're going to let those dry for just a few seconds while we trim our gingham stamped paper to fit on those little triangle areas there on the card. So you can see here, I just used my paper trimmer. I trimmed that down, and again, liquid adhesive to add these to these points on the card. Once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and adhere this to that black card panel, or go ahead and adhere it to your A2 card base. I'm using liquid adhesive. Again, whatever adhesive you have available, use it. We're going to come in after that and start to finish putting all of this together. So we're going to take our leaf background and trim it to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches and add that to the inside of the card. The nesting hexagon dies, I ran that through my die cut machine twice with 110-pound cardstock. I recommend that you use a heavyweight cardstock for this because one of these hexagons is going to act as our bridge from one point to the other. It's It's actually going to be what closes the card. So here I'm just picking the sentiment that I want. I'm going to stamp it onto the hexagon with VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. Then I'm going to add some mounting foam to the back of my image and go ahead and place that onto the hexagon. Then we're going to go ahead and add this to the card. I'm going to add some mounting foam to the back of one of those napkins. And then we're going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive on the back of our hexagon at the center top area of that. Go ahead and center that hexagon up. Peel the release paper off the back of this image. And then we're going to go ahead and center this up on that top point. And we're letting it help secure our hexagon to that top point as well. Place it right over that hexagon. Now for the bottom point, we're going to do the same thing, only the bottom point is what's going to hold our card closed. Once we add that little napkin, we're going to use that to hold this closed. So play around with the positioning. I cut the tip of the image off so that I could wedge it between the hexagon and my little ant on that watermelon slice. I'm adding mounting foam to the back of it. Now be sure when you add your mounting foam, you're not putting it to where it'll close your card up, because it happens. Ask me how I know. So I'm going to trim this mounting foam down, making sure that it clears the hexagon so it opens and closes easily. Second hexagon that I cut, we're going to put it inside there and hide it under that top hexagon. So you won't see this when it's closed. So I stamped the slice of watermelon and another sentiment on this, and I'm just going to go ahead and color this up with my Copic markers. I'm using the same R32, 35, and 37 marker that I used on the outside of it. So here we go. We have this all ready to go, nice and neat. I'm going to finish it off with a few black enamel dots. I want to show you that it fits in an A2, a regular A2 envelope, no problem whatsoever. Even if you use a A2 card base, it will still, it's not too thick to fit in a regular A2 envelope. So that's a plus, right? So there we go. We're all done. Let me know what you think of the card in the comments below and the double point fun fold. I absolutely love this fun fold. I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you'll click the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified of new content to the channel. Feel free to share this video with your crafty friends. Now, for more information about the products used, just head over to the Whimsy Stamps website, and I hope you have an amazing day.